And now, again, a shove. Again, just looks like a regular foul by Holland, but Naz Reid.
Man, oh, come on now. This is not good.
This has been building. So a lot of pushing and shoving there. You see Stewart in the center of it. Sasser now.
The following players will be issued technical fouls and ejected from the game: Reid, DiVincenzo, Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart, Sasser. Also, coaches Pablo Prigioni and JB Bickerstaff will be ejected from the game as well.
It's not often you see 7 players and 2 coaches tossed in a single NBA game, but the clash between the Detroit Pistons and Minnesota Timberwolves exploded into the biggest fight of the season. What began as a hard foul quickly escalated into a multiplayer scuffle, spilling over near fans and dragging coaches into the fray. Let's break down the heated buildup, the moment everything boiled over, and the aftermath that left 2 rosters severely depleted. 1. Early signs of tension. Physical tone from the tip right from the opening tip. Players on both sides were bumping and jawing, testing each other's tolerance. Hard screens and borderline fouls hinted at a more physical contest than usual. The usual playoff level intensity was there, even though it was a regular season matchup, signaling the potential for something to erupt, fouls piling up. By the end of the first quarter, referees had whistled multiple personal fouls. Players like Isaiah Stewart, Pistons, and DiVincenzo, Timberwolves, were singled out for extra contact. Fans at courtside sensed something might brew if the physical play didn't ease up. The flashpoint, a hard foul escalates Holland's controversial contact midway through the second quarter. A foul by Ron Holland on DiVincenzo sparked the main confrontation. DiVincenzo, who'd already been shoved earlier, refused to let it slide. In a heated exchange, both players began pushing and exchanging words. Teammates rushed in to separate them, but that only inflamed tensions further. Isaiah Stewart enters the fray. Stewart, known for his fiery demeanor, saw DiVincenzo face to face with Holland and decided to jump into the mix. He ended up chest to chest with the Timberwolves forward, pointing aggressively and shouting. Suddenly, the skirmish spiraled out of control. Third, melee near the crowd. Benches and coaches rush over with multiple players grappling, both benches emptied, a violation per NBA rules. Coaches also sprinted in, desperate to break up the chaos or protect their players. The confrontation spilled dangerously close to the front row seats. Several fans had to back away as referees and security personnel tried to keep everyone off the hardwood, coaches literally fighting. In a bizarre twist, coaches from both teams started shoving each other. Pistons assistant Pablo Pion and Wolves head coach JB Bickerstaff were seen in a separate scuffle, exchanging heated words and physical contact before others intervene. This is extremely rare. Usually staff play peacemakers, but the tension was so high that even the coaching staffs lost their cool. Fourth, separation and officials review. Referees step in. The officiating crew ordered players and staff to their respective benches. Multiple replay angles were needed to pinpoint who threw punches, who instigated, and who tried to escalate the fight. Meanwhile, the arena buzzed with a mixture of shock and excitement, fans uncertain how many technical fouls or ejections might be handed down. Lengthy delay NBA fights always lead to meticulous replay reviews. This altercation involved at least a dozen participants. Sorting out the roles, instigators, retaliators, escalators, took several minutes. Commentators joked they'd never seen such a tangle of players, coaches, and even security all at once. 5. 7 ejected. Players and coaches' final ruling from the refs. After careful review, the refs announced a staggering outcome: 7 total ejections. On the Pistons side, Isaiah Stewart, Sasser, and Ron Holland were tossed. For the Wolves, DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, and ironically both Pablo Pion, Pistons assistant, and JB Bickerstaff, Wolves head coach, were also ejected. Additionally, a handful of technical fouls were assessed. The official breakdown clarified that certain players instigated, others escalated, and both coaches crossed lines by entering the fray physically. Shock and mixed reactions. Fans gasped at the scope of the punishments. Social media lit up, calling it one of the season's wildest in-game fights. Some argued the coaches should have known better, while others believed the referees had no choice but to uphold league rules. 6. Decimated rosters for the rest of the game. On-court effects. Both teams were left with short benches, forcing backups to log heavy minutes. Stars like Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert had to carry more of the load for Minnesota. Detroit leaned on fill-in players like KO and others who usually saw minimal court time. The coaching situation also turned surreal. With Bickerstaff gone, an assistant stepped up to lead the Wolves, and for the Pistons, head coach Dwayne Casey had his staff severely impacted by Pion's ejection. Crowd's energy shift. The scuffle invigorated spectators, who remained on edge in case further sparks flew. The rest of the night featured loud cheering for every hard foul or near confrontation, as fans half expected another blow-up. 7. Aftermath and player reactions. Post-game comments. Both rosters tried downplaying the altercation, with some players labeling it playoff intensity gone too far. DiVincenzo called it unfortunate, while Isaiah Stewart insisted he'd only been defending a teammate. The coaches, clearly embarrassed, took some responsibility. Bickerstaff apologized for losing his temper, and Pion expressed regret for letting my emotions get the best of me. Potential league discipline. Beyond ejections, the NBA may issue additional fines or suspensions after reviewing more footage. Large-scale melees often prompt stern punishment to discourage future incidents. Fans anticipate the next Pistons-Wolves meeting could carry extra spice, though the league will be watching closely to prevent a repeat brawl. Conclusion. A single collision led to a wild brawl that spilled into the front row, ensnared 7 different players and coaches in ejections, and overshadowed everything else about the Pistons-Wolves contest. The meltdown served as a reminder that playoff-level intensity can sometimes cross a line, especially when teams and staff can't keep emotions in check. Though overshadowed by the fight, the remainder of the game offered a bizarre glance at how drastically rosters and game plans can change when half your key contributors are tossed. At least for one night, fans witnessed the season's biggest fight, and it's sure to be replayed in highlight reels and cautionary tales for weeks to come. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more NBA news and game highlights. Comment below, did the refs make the right call ejecting so many players and coaches, or was the punishment too harsh? We'll catch you in the next video.